All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Snotcast. Who's been snotty? All of us. So here's what's new. Come on, I just threw it out there.
It's fine. Just keep going. Right. We've done 19 intros.
I know, but you're like debating.
I can't get this look off my face now.
All right, yo. It's been a minute since we've been at it, guys. How's it going? What's been going on? It's been a month, right? We just finished the cosplay edition stuff, which is super fun.
It was fun.
Super fun.
Seen some hot chicks. Pretty cool.
That's what's up. I wasn't part of it, but I saw pictures.
And that was by choice, guys.
Anyways.
You were going to say?
Well, in the meantime, while we were gone, Jesus had a first experience.
I did.
I just want to talk about that before we get on to some of the
first gay
topics.
Experience?
Yeah, it was my first
Way to go.
outside of college. My first gay experience.
Outside of college.
No, the guys took me shooting for Eric's birthday last week. He turned
old 40.
Let's leave that as a question mark. But we went out and we where did we go again? Where's it
the
at?
desert. We went out. Well, there's
apparently to where they have fossils of. What did he say?
Mammoths
and fucking bullshit. Cavemen and
I call
shit.
Bullshit on it though.
Yeah, we went out to this location and it was really cool. I saw my first psychopath. Saw this guy come in with a white van and that shit was definitely loaded with different machine guns and shit.
And dead people, dead prostitutes for sure.
But it was cool, man. You know, you go out there. There's a bunch of just little props here and there. So we had a mannequin head and Eric brought some props.
I'd say people bring their trash out there to shoot it and then they leave it there.
Basically, yeah. It was littered with shotgun shells, casings.
He's making it sound a lot better than it actually is.
All that gangster stuff.
It's a pretty fun spot, but it was Jesus' first time.
Yeah, we shot Eric's shotgun, and then we can get into specifics in a minute. We shot the shotgun, Eric's 9 and Josh's 45. The specifics are
a Remington 870 Express Mag. That's about 19 years old now, so I got it when I was 15. And the pistol, the 9mm, was a Canik TP9SA V2, 18+1. And Josh's was a
Glock 36.
It's pretty dope. All of them were.
Those are fucking cool. The scariest gun to shoot was that 45, just because of, I don't know, just the handguns were just so much, they felt more explosive, I don't know, than the shotgun. You would think the shotgun because of its, intensity. And
that shotgun weighs like 40 pounds, so it doesn't really kick that hard.
It doesn't kick, but when you shoot the shotgun, you feel like you have power. Like,
oh, for sure.
Shit's about to go down. Pistol, you're like, shit, this thing can fly anywhere.
Yeah. Plus, with the shotgun, it's like, it was a pump. So you kicked it back, you saw the shell spit out. You're just sitting there like, fuck, like, I got to shoot something with this shit. I got to walk up and shoot something.
Yeah.
Right? Like in the movies.
It's got some destructive power that makes you feel powerful.
Correct. So how'd you feel before we went shooting? What was going through your mind?
Oh, dude, I felt safe. I mean, you guys know what you're doing with the guns, and you guys know, you of all people, you respect it. Because I mean, that's been a part of your life for most of your life. So felt confident nothing was going to go south. Right. It's just, I didn't know really what to expect. The movies are one thing, but obviously you can't watch a Tarantino film and be like, all right, that's how guns are. You know what I'm saying? So it's so super, but the accuracy is just so not like the movies as well. Like with a pistol, you think you're shooting something point blank, you're fucking completely off, right?
Right.
It's just, you just gotta, I learned that you really need to respect those things as well. Just because of how much power it holds.
Yeah, it's not just point and shoot. Like there's some math that goes behind it. Get the picture, squeeze the trigger, squeeze, let it go.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sure there's different techniques too to get that always, that flawless, that Bruce Willis headshot. You know what I'm saying?
I need to go shoot it more because I felt like I didn't do too good. But
yeah, and we had what, clay discs or those discs and shit too.
Yeah, we did some clay pigeon shooting. You got yours on the second shot.
The second shot, definitely.
It's a lot better than I thought.
Josh, I think he said 10.
Yeah, he said 8.
Oh, 8.
You said 5.
Eric said,
I brought it down to 3 though.
Yeah, he said 3. That was respectable.
Started with 5, and then I was like, you know what? How about 3? And I was 1 off. It
was fairly
6
surprising that he got in the second, for sure.
Yeah, but he missed a mannequin.
That's why I said 8, because he missed a mannequin head about 4 feet away. So this little thing flying through the air is going to be
well, I had it perfect, but Josh told me to step back, so none of the spread would.
So you just aimed in the same spot.
Yeah, so I didn't adjust right. Felt like someone was watching me, and
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
But now it's cool, man. I've ever since that I've started researching different kinds of guns, seeing what is in my price range, and I think I definitely want to get one now.
Yeah. Wait, when you started searching, did you go home that night? Like,
No, for sure, yeah. Because my buddy called me later on that night because I posted the video on Instagram, and my buddy from Jersey is a big gun guy too.
Jersey?
Yeah.
Huh.
And we were talking about it, and he was just talking about the different, ways to clean them, the different what I was thinking about getting and stuff like that. And he recommended the 870, and just looked at it, and it was super, super cool, man. That'll probably be my next one, that Thunder Ranch 870.
Your next one? What do you have now?
Or I guess, sorry, for lack of better words, the first one, I suppose.
He's been collecting guns. One a week now.
No, but
that'll be my next one. Like, huh?
Now it's really cool. If you guys are out there and you guys are kind of uneasy about guns, people who don't even like guns like shooting guns, and that's a fact. It's a whole different world, man. It's really
cool. But
cool.
go with people that you trust and stay away from the ranges. Ranges are dangerous. Yeah. Try to go out into the desert. Safer. You're on your own. It's nice and quiet. And you can actually enjoy shooting out there. But when you go to range, you got people turning the gun left and right, don't know what they're doing, fingers are on the trigger, and they're not safe. I don't know. Ranges freak me out.
Yeah, but that's such a small number of actual people dying or getting hit from that, right? Because if that was a common thing at ranges, they would be closed down.
Yeah, if it was common, but how many people get shot in the desert?
And all it takes is one crazy guy. You give him a gun.
Yeah.
And then all he's got to do is...
That's true. I mean, to shoot in the desert is probably the best with your friends.
That's what I'm saying. I feel it's safer.
But if you need to get your kick out, because what was he saying? We have to go shoot by the fucking prison next time or something?
Let's drive past the prison guard.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know about that, but
I want to start like a GoFundMe page and go buy my own land and open it up to everybody. But from what I heard, GoFundMe is pretty anti-gun. So,
well, I don't know how they could be anti-gun because I mean you're basically
they don't like to support gun things.
But you're not a corporation seeking funds. You're just a guy that says, you know what, I want to open up a business that does this and that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So to feel that they're going to target you. Plus, I mean, there's Kickstarter, a bunch of other shit. But there's interesting because there's someone, I forget where, but they did something similar where they got funding to open up a piece like people go there and they like hit car doors with hammers and they break shit to relieve anger and stuff.
Yeah?
Someone's actually done that from a website like that.
Oh shit,
that's
fun.
basically what you're trying to do, but with guns.
Right.
But
sounds dope.
Yeah, basically. But I mean, you're essentially wanting to open something similar. No, not a range.
Not a shooting range, just land. Because by law, you're allowed to, if you have so many acres and stuff, you're allowed to shoot on your own land. You know what I mean? So...
Yeah, man. I mean, I would look into that story. That's kind of cool.
But I'd have to put up signs that say if anything happens, you're responsible for your own thing. Like, you fuck up, that's you, and you're not suing me on my property. You know what I mean? You injured yourself on my property.
It depends how that shit goes and the laws on that. But
right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, man. I mean, fuck, look into it and do it. Fuck it.
I say we do it. Let's all do it.
But
then we have our own spot.
Yeah. I'm going to buy land. I'm going to buy one and build a house on it.
But yeah, if you haven't shot a gun, if you want to shoot out or a gun, I would definitely find a friend that's into it because I mean everyone's got friends that are into that shit. So just go out.
They're usually
California people don't have them.
And just like acid, do it with people you trust. Know what I'm saying? But
that's good advice.
Nah, but that's serious. But this morning something came up. What's that?
So on CBS News, we're just going to give you the website. We're not going to give you the whole article thing. They're talking about the thing that's going down in North Carolina. I'm just kidding. I said that for Josh. Out in Virginia. I just want to see his expression. If you guys only had saw video, you'd be like, what the fuck? This guy's funny because you're making him lose all of his hair.
He got 2 stabs in.
Moving on.
Haven't done this shit in a month and he's already wanting to quit.
So get out now. Get out.
Don't worry, I'll leave. Yes, this is my house, but I would still leave.
Yeah, he's got his VA shirt on from Virginia, so he's in support of it.
Oh my god!
Wow, actually, I don't support what's happening.
I told Josh about this today earlier.
Just to clarify,
and he decided to wear the shirt.
This is a Ruka shirt.
That's really funny.
So
and in the middle of the octagon, it says VA. So it's Virginia shirt today.
Moving on from the shirt, it's not Virginia shirt.
So anyways, so they're talking about torch wielding Josh nationalists march.
I wasn't there. This is some bullshit.
It's a Josh nationalist.
Just kidding. Real title says torch wielding
what?
Torch wielding.
All right, just making sure.
Says torch wielding white nationalists march through University of Virginia campus. So have you guys seen the video?
Yeah, we saw it together.
Yeah, apparently somebody got plowed, and then there's Bunch of white people with torches.
Well, it's weird, right? Because all right, so obviously there's different sides to this, and there's different articles, different companies going out and posting what they saw. But from what I understand, these people filed the proper channels to actually do this march. The only thing is that I think it was in response to some of the shit that's going down in Virginia, which is I know they tore down the statue of General Lee they had there, and they're renaming some of the national parks because of the Civil War. I don't even know what to call it. They're just not down with the Confederate anymore. So I guess that was these people sorted out this walk or whatever they want to call it to basically show, hey, like we're defending our history, our white history. And it's not about white privilege or this and that. It's like they're seeing it as like white lives matter too, as far as like their opinion and their culture and their history. But at the same time, you don't see German folks doing walks for Nazism and shit like that.
Eric?
Me?
Thoughts?
I'm Hispanic.
Are you?
Oh, yeah, you get to choose. You choose that today. Fucking asshole.
Did you like that?
No, I don't like that at all.
No, I mean, all right. I'll be the bad guy.
Yeah.
I feel that they're idiots, they're douchebags, but they did it legally. As opposed to somebody who doesn't do it legally, who's also assholes and douchebags. And they both fight claiming that their one race matters. White lives matter. Black lives matter. Instead of saying all lives matter and just let it be.
Goodness.
What?
All lives matter is bullshit. It's a cop out.
Not if you actually mean what you say. It's a cop out because people started using it as a reference to go against Black Lives Matter. In other words, just kind of like spit on and say,
didn't
you
exist
don't think... I know,
before
I'm
Black
just
Lives
saying.
Matter.
I understand, but I'm saying in a positive thinking way, all lives matter. Aside from all the typical,
Sure.
Aside from the
all
whole,
lives should matter.
You see where I'm going. Anyways, I'm trying to be politically correct.
You're trying to walk the fence like you always do.
Yeah, because I don't choose sides unless I want to.
It's like a cat,
right? And this one, I don't want to choose sides.
Well, in this case, it's kind of weird.
One of them is blatantly just being hateful.
I think they're both blatantly hateful.
No, Black Lives Matter started as cops stop just assassinating black folks for no reason, which is
that's true. I see that a lot of videos
happened
that happen
a lot of times, and they finally got tired of saying, "Hey, stop murdering us." And then every time they do file, like a criminal charges against a cop, they always get off, and that's bullshit. That means in black people's eyes, black lives don't matter. So that's where it came from. But then it's a true statement when every time that happens, every cop gets off.
It started off that way. And then you got all the hoodlums that started getting behind it. Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then they started getting into it. And then they started turning the whole purpose and the reasoning behind it made like a fucking 90-degree turn somewhere. Or it just went off far left or right, doesn't matter. And it just went to a whole different direction than what they originally made it to be.
And playing the devil's advocate here.
If they would have done it in a well-organized and lawful way, they would have gotten a lot further instead of just rioting in the middle of the streets and standing in front of people's cars and traffic.
Well, check this out. So they did file a couple of those permissions to do that, and they did. They did it here in Vegas,
did, right?
Well, let's talk about Black Lives Matter. So they did that here in Vegas a while back, and it was peaceful and all that. But the thing is there are some people that joined that movement who just had they like seek to do bad shit anyways.
That's what I'm saying. It starts off as a good thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And I support that.
But it's just like this alt-right movement that was in Virginia. I'm sure it started off with people, because it's a lot of older white guys in it who hold true to these like historic facts of, General Lee and the Civil War. It may have started off as just saying, hey, like stop.
Right.
But then you see people blatantly raising their right hands and goose stepping. Exactly, and they started doing that. But it's the same shit
both
as
sides.
Exactly.
Both sides have idiots that join. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. You got goes both sides, except one side doesn't do it the legal way.
But they did do it. It just in this predicament.
One side.
You boil it all down, so it doesn't matter. Like, all right, so they file this paperwork
permissions
to do all of it legally, to go out there and say, hey, we don't like that you're taking down
generally statute, whatever, all this stuff. Heritage.
Our old
Historic.
racist heritage of
But-
where we fought for slavery.
From the South, yeah.
That's,
I know.
That's not right either.
I agree.
Move on. You don't own slaves anymore. As much as you want to, you going out there and doing that just means that you're a racist and you like the idea of having slaves and you don't want to forget it.
Right. And I
So
agree.
it still makes you an asshole.
Yeah, they're assholes. Nobody's denying that. All I'm saying is they did it the right way.
But whether there shouldn't be a right way to hate someone.
Freedom of speech, bro. It's America. ISIS is here. They get to speak all their shit. You got people who deny people to make a gay cake, and then people go off on them, but nobody wants to make a Trump cake. There's all kinds of hatred in this world, and everybody wants to have it one way or the other. It's time that people start standing together and say, you know what? Fuck both sides. Let's all just come together.
I think what Josh is saying is that they shouldn't have been allowed to congregate for that kind of for that reason.
I'm not in support of them being able to do it, but
You just said.
You said you approve of American rights. So they
I
can do
believe
whatever they
that
want.
they have the right to. I don't support it. As my personal beliefs, I don't think that they should
doesn't
be able
work.
to.
That's a cop out. You have to pick one side. Either
No,
you have a
that's what
belief
I'm
pattern
saying.
or
Well,
not.
if you're
No.
about American rights, you're about that, and you're about flag burning too, right? Because I mean,
I don't agree with flag burning, but it happens, so fuck it. It is what it is.
Yeah,
See
but
what I'm saying?
you said that the person who burns a flag
Should be arrested
punished
just
for
the
it.
same, right?
But people who stand in the middle of the street and
Should also
spew
be
hate
arrested.
speech, but you're okay
No,
with
they should
it?
also be arrested.
But you're okay with both of them.
I'm not okay with both of them. I hate both
well,
of them.
this is what Josh is saying.
You
That's
said they should be able to do both.
I said they have a freedom of speech, not a freedom to block streets and burn flags. Speech means they can speak their mind and say what they want to say. So if they all want to come together and say, we hate this or we hate that, absolutely. But if they want to come together and start ruining other people's days by blocking them in traffic or burning the American flag, I don't agree
But
with
that's
that.
what they filed their paperwork for, to stand in the middle of the street and block
Well, if
people.
they got the permission, then I guess fuck it. But I didn't know that the law allows people to stand in the middle of the street and block traffic.
I don't understand what
he's talking about the instances where Black Lives Matter. They go above it and they say, you know what, there's not enough attention, so they'll stand in the middle of highway intersections. But he's using that one example to kind of illustrate his whole idea of it. What he's saying is that they shouldn't have came together to basically be racist out in public, because that really just causes violence in general.
I think it's a positive, and here's why. I think now it exposes who's racist. If you can look at there and see their faces, all the people that were there, now you know that who, you know what I mean? If you see their face and you're like, dude, that's my cousin Jimmy, he's a fucking
But as like
asswipe.
the mayor or whatever of that city, how could you sign off on that? Saying, you know what, like this...
He's probably white.
Yeah, don't you see something wrong with that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so shouldn't that not, like... Why would you... It's like encouraging violence.
Because
Right.
you're saying the only good that's going to come out of it is now you know who the racist people are. That's not enough.
I don't think that's enough. I'm just saying there's a positive.
It shouldn't have been allowed to happen. And the whole state is just a racist pile of white people that should fall off into the ocean.
Yeah. Agreed. You guys don't understand my
I think
mind,
what
right?
Eric's saying is that he's good for like people to form together and speak their opinion. That's their American right. And what Josh is saying is that you can't really say that because of what happened right now. Because if you're cool with the idea of people speaking their mind, then...
But look, if you're so American and we went to war, World War II, to defeat the people who put their right hand up in support of a racist regime.
The Nazis,
They just did that. They're doing that. They're gathering on American
fucking
soil
idiots.
and doing that.
They're a bunch of dumb
But
inbred
you're saying
hillbillies.
they have the right to do that.
They do. I don't agree with it, but it's America. They have a right to speech.
he's saying, why should they?
I didn't write the Constitution. I don't know.
That's also a fine line.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm agreeing with you.
You're just, no.
I do agree with you. I'm just saying that if once we start limiting people on their First Amendment rights, then we start putting limits on every other type of First Amendment right. So when it comes in both, it's a double-edged sword. It's bad and good. This time it's bad. So you can't say, oh, you guys can't do that. Who are you to tell me what I can and can't say? I mean,
that
I have the
already
right.
happens so much in day-to-day life. But you want to pick this one thing to say they can't limit me on.
No, I'm saying that it's both sides. Sometimes there's good thing that people speak for, like, oh, don't kill dolphins, or don't, the puppy things where they killed puppies and stuff like that.
Puppy mills.
Puppy mills, you know, they speak against them. They speak in a positive light. This one, they're like, oh, we hate black people. That's a negative light. What I'm saying is both sides have a right to speak their minds. That's all I'm saying. Do I agree with the hate? No.
All right.
But
Black Lives Matter has come up a bunch of times in this podcast.
Right.
Every time Black Lives Matter comes up, you hate Black Lives Matter.
No, I hate when they do dumb shit.
All right.
I agree with what they originally stand for. I'm all against crooked cops. You can see my Facebook post where I'm always posting shit about cops who do dumb shit.
But all you do is
shit.
complain about Black Lives Matter. Try being a black person who fears getting pulled over.
There's no trying because I'm not. You can't try.
Try to understand being a black person who gets pulled over because of a tail light that's out and end up dead in jail.
Right.
For no reason. Or getting shot in a car live on Facebook Live for no reason.
Right.
Okay, this is what they have to deal with, especially on the East Coast, in Virginia and North Carolina and South Carolina.
Right. Baltimore, all that stuff.
This is what they deal with. This is the lives they have to live with.
Correct.
So they formed Black Lives Matter, and they went out to try to make their voice heard.
Correct.
And you dislike it because they try to get as much attention for it as possible because they're
they
tired
did it in
of getting
the wrong
shot.
way.
They didn't file paperwork to try to save innocent lives. Is what you're saying.
No,
you dislike that.
Every time
I'm
we
saying,
talk about it, he doesn't like the rioters and looters, which I understand.
That brings, every time there's a gathering, it happens. It doesn't matter if it's white people or black people. There's always looters. It will always be. Just because the news chooses to pick showing the black folks do it doesn't mean the white folks don't do it. The Mexican folks don't do it. The Asian folks don't do it. Everyone does it every time there's a gathering that gets out of control.
What was the last white one when they started looting? Because this one, are they looting?
I'm sure it is. But they're not choosing to show it because it's white people.
But we would see it somewhere.
Okay, find it. I'm sure you can. Every time there's a riot with white people or anyone, they're going to do it. Look at all the shit that happens in Seattle. What was it, a couple years ago?
The Starbucks burning.
Yeah. White people were doing it. You can't.
I'm not saying white people don't do dumb shit.
Yeah, but you're picking to choose the information that suits your argument.
No, I picked to choose the information that's put in my face. Like you said,
well, there's no difference. If you want to have an opinion about it, do your research. You can't say the black folks are worse than the white folks or
I'm
white
not
folks.
saying that.
It's all even. All the black folks want to do is be heard and stop being murdered. And you have, oh, that's bad. They're doing it wrong. They're standing in the street to get more attention. Yeah, I would do the same thing if me and my people were just getting murdered for no reason. Now you look at this White Lives Matter racist bullshit with these Nazis who are gathering in public and doing Nazi salutes, and you're saying, hey, they filed the right paperwork. That's fine.
I didn't say it was
that's
fine.
bullshit. You did say it was fine.
I said that.
You said that's their right
to speak their speech, to speak their mind, not to do dumb shit.
No, you can't have it both ways.
So you can't speak your mind without being violent?
No, you can't let racist Nazis get the right paperwork just because they asked for the right paperwork.
Why can't you let them? And that's the First Amendment right.
They knew exactly what they're doing. You can't. No, you're being ignorant.
No, I think you just don't see what I'm saying. Honestly.
Do you see what he's saying?
Yeah, I think there's confusion. What Eric is saying is that people have the right to come together and speak their mind. But what Josh is saying is that this kind of speaking your mind shouldn't happen, because really all this did was encourage violence.
Right. You're hate and animosity towards another race.
You have a bunch more opinions about Black Lives Matter they're just people trying to save their own lives.
I have a lot of opinions about this too. But I think it's wrong.
So
I
much
think
more
it's
shit
stupid.
about Black Lives Matter.
So check this out. So
then you care about this.
A couple podcasts ago, we had this talk, and you shit on Black Lives Matter quite a bit for the stuff that happened.
And I shit on this one too.
Well, that's what he's saying. He's saying that you're not nearly doing the same amount. So you're saying that Black Lives Matter.
We just started the show. Give me a chance to get fired up.
No. But I'm just It's
bro.
With the information above. The whole thing was this shit shouldn't have happened, because really all it did was just make Virginia look fucking stupid.
Look,
someone died.
I'm gonna lay it down very blunt and plain. They went and got the paperwork. They did it the legal way. As long as they don't hurt people, so what? Who cares what racist shit they got to say? If Black Lives Matter come together, do get the paperwork, they do it the right way, who cares what racist shit they have to say?
Okay, I'll walk you through it. It's fine that they filed paperwork. It's fine that a bunch of white people gathered in a public square.
Right.
As soon as the first person put their hand up in a Nazi salute, the whole thing should have been crushed.
Well, you can't crush it from that. There was no violence. That's not violent.
We went to World War to stop that.
That's
to
encouraging.
stop people raising the right hand.
Yes, in a Nazi salute.
They didn't do
We
that.
didn't stop people from saluting. We stopped them because of their ideology.
It's the same thing. It's
Hold on. And then we stopped them because they were hurting other people. They took over countries. They fought over Poland. We didn't join in right away. We didn't join in until they started taking over Poland.
Yeah, but if that was still
Italy,
okay, why do Germans
people were getting hurt.
They started taking over. Poland was the first place they walked through.
That's what I'm saying. They took over Poland, Italy,
so we were
France.
in it from the beginning?
No. We didn't
That's
start
what you
until...
just said.
I said we were
Do you know
not
the
in it
facts
in the
or
beginning. Go back. I just said we were not in it in the beginning.
Poland was the first place they walked through.
But we weren't. America didn't jump into the war right away.
All right, so we're getting off track.
You said
here.
until they walked through Poland.
Nazism shouldn't be allowed anyways. The Germans don't even do that shit for a reason. They're embarrassed by it. We should be embarrassed by our history.
Well, this isn't we. That's they.
No, but I'm just saying, like, as Americans, we shouldn't parade the fact that we fought for slavery. That's not right.
We don't. That's them, the South.
But that's us. We're all together as Americans.
Negative.
Yeah, no, that's positive. We're a
Jesus.
democracy. We all work together for the same goal. We have different opinions.
You can't
and shit.
pick and choose like that.
I can't.
You're trying to be an onion, but it's not.
Yes.
It's not as clear as that.
I get to pick and choose what I want. That's called freedom.
No.
Yes.
No, but as far as this conversation
Nobody
goes,
can make me think any certain thing.
Well, that's clear, but
Right.
it doesn't make you any less wrong.
Doesn't make me any less right.
I want to shove this microphone down your throat so bad.
it's all good.
Because I just don't think you understand what I'm saying. I'm saying
You're not saying anything but bullshit. Lay it out clearly. Go.
I did. I think they're all stupid. Plain and simple.
No,
But
One
you
did
thought
it
Black
legally.
Lives Matter was stupid as well.
Negative. I think they're stupid when they do bad shit. What's so hard to understand that?
Okay,
That's so
the white
simple. I've
people
already
are
said
doing
that.
bad shit too.
And I think they're stupid. The ones that are doing bad
you
shit.
have 1/10 of the opinion about it.
He's saying you're a lot more calmer talking about this than Black Lives Matter, and that bothers him.
Because when I see racist white people, I'm just like, it's typical. Who cares?
It's
so overrated and done. It's like,
Yeah, but that's still
the
a problem.
It's way more acceptable
But I
for you to
expect it.
see it when you're on the safe side.
I'm not on the safe side. I've dealt with racism. To me, it's overrated. I'm like, meh, whatever. It's done, over with.
It's just hard. This is this could be a heavily...
It's a touchy subject.
It is a touchy subject.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
I just don't understand. So, Black Lives Matter had more time to be out and like with all their shit. So, of course, I had more to say about it.
Yeah, but what he's saying is, like, if you look at the whole thing, like, they did the same thing, they filed the papers, whatever, but you knew that was going to cause violence. Like, you knew it.
Right.
You knew it. Why would you be okay with it?
And sign off on it. Right.
Yeah. And you're saying it's probably because it's a white governor or white mayor, but why is that okay?
Exactly.
That's what
And then
he's saying.
also because it's constitutional. And they filed and got the right paperwork.
But it's not.
So it made it like, we can't tell them no.
But
something
But
happens.
he's saying that the Nazis did a lot of damage to a lot of people. They destroyed.
And that's where they went wrong.
So whether it's constitutional or not, you should know that that's actually not okay.
But so what I'm saying is it's fine until they ended up doing something wrong. Yes, you knew and had the idea that something bad was going to happen, but you can't deny it until something happens. Innocent until proven guilty.
But like what he said, as soon as they started throwing those arms up, they should have stopped.
It's not violent.
That encourages people to get
Holding
violent.
your hand out isn't a dangerous
that
weapon.
Is dangerously
It's like
ignorant to say that.
What? That your hand's not a weapon?
The idea of putting your hand up in a Nazi salute is dangerous.
No.
We went to war for that.
Yes,
We didn't go to war for them raising the hand. We went to war because they were holding Jews and starving them and killing people in Poland.
For what they stood for, and that is what they stood for.
That's their symbol.
This is what it was.
That's like
putting
their
a
thing.
hand up like that.
But that's
means
not
I'm
why
a
we went to
Nazi.
war, though.
That I hate Jewish people. I'm gonna exterminate them.
And they were
I
doing
hate
that.
gays. I hate blacks. I hate
And
anyone
they
who's
were
not
doing-
blonde, blue eyed.
Correct. And they were doing all that. They were killing and they were hurting and they were raping and they were stealing and doing all that stuff. So but it wasn't because their hand went up.
No, but
It's because they were doing
the
it.
philosophy is in the swastika and in the arm movement. So
The swastika is an old thing from like
dangerous.
Buddhism.
Exactly.
It's old.
But they used it in their movement. So any of those instances are indication that they're Nazis, and that we went to war because we went to war to help those people out.
We went to war to help them because these people were doing those things.
Exactly.
The people out in here doing their hands doesn't mean that they are holding people hostages and slaves and killing
doing
Jews.
that means they share the same beliefs.
The belief, but they haven't
Or
done
so
it.
what?
Innocent until
What if
proven
they were
guilty.
holding up an ISIS flag?
No, they're not innocent.
Right.
Innocent until proven guilty.
But they're holding up an ISIS flag.
Innocent
right?
until
And
proven
they're
guilty.
waving in the air. They're saying, "Yeah, we're gonna fucking do this." Hell yeah!
Right.
Doesn't that encourage violence? As an American,
Yes.
you see that.
Yes, if
and
we
you're
saw
like,
it in California, you'd be like, yo, I want to fucking rip their heads off. Yes.
Yeah. So, but why would you act? Why is that okay? But seeing
Because
the
it's
Nazis-
freedom of speech. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm saying lawfully they did it the right way until they end up hurting somebody.
I don't know the laws, but that should be omitted from that, because if we go to the whole arm thing, that just encouraged. That's like saying, hey, come punch me in the face. That's all that does. There's no reason why Americans should be doing that bullshit.
I agree.
Shit.
It shouldn't be there.
No, but it's just.
But I'm saying if you're doing it without hurting somebody, yes, you have evil intentions, but until those evil intentions have happened, fuck it.
But it's like burning the flag. You're gonna incite violence. It's the same thing.
Yeah, but you can't do shit until it happens. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
until you do something that breaks the law, then by all means, fuck them up. But until the law's broken, fucking have at it. Say whatever you want to say. Who gives a shit? Are you really hurt by words? If you're hurt by words, fucking grow up.
That's not words, though.
The people alive today don't know. They have no idea what it was like to live back then. The people who lived in that time and got called those names,
and
I
all those white people who gathered, they didn't own slaves either. But
right.
They went out there with the belief that they still should.
Correct.
So, but you're saying it's okay now.
I'm not. Are you listening to what I said? I said until they have until they do something that's actually breaking the law, who gives a shit what they say? Who cares what their ideology is? Until it happens, who cares? Do you see what I'm saying?
He's just talking in circles and it's not going anywhere.
No, you keep trying to pick one spot and you keep trying to pull it out, and I'm not letting it. I'm letting it go.
I've poked holes in all of your arguments and you just keep rolling around.
No.
Eric's main argument is that we have freedom of speech, which you are right. And I don't know the exact specification of that, but I'm just saying, yes, personally, I feel like that shouldn't have been cool. I feel like if you were going to go out there and incite that
hatred and bigotry,
you shouldn't have done it. But
I don't think
I think you are right to an extent where they're allowed to do that until a certain violence does happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying doing that should count the same when you raise your hand, because we did go to war to stop
for
people,
that ideology,
to stop people who had that mindset
and who did do
which did do that.
And now you're saying, all right, so just think about all the American lives that died fighting that war.
For World War II or the Civil War?
World War II.
Okay.
Okay, they all went. The draft, hundreds of thousands of American lives lost.
Correct.
The young warriors, patriots.
Right, 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 1920s.
These guys died to protect freedom.
Correct.
Of the entire world.
Mm-hmm.
From an evil regime of guys who wanted to wipe out everyone who wasn't
their race and their color.
Blue-eyed. Okay.
Correct.
Hundreds of thousands of American lives.
But they sided with the Japanese, which is weird, but yeah.
Hundreds of thousands of lives.
Uh-huh.
Which the Japanese paid for.
Try to understand if all those guys came home and right in their backyard, right in the state that houses the Washington, D.C., the capital of America.
When you had all the Nazi people doing that shit when they came home?
Yes.
So kind of like when our soldiers come home and they see all the icy people putting their flags around and stuff? Same thing. Yeah, I feel for them.
It's a little different, though.
How's that different?
Because
they're going to war over there and they're fighting for.
It was a different time, and also there was more people. These people actually went there, and a lot of them did not come back home. So if they did come back home, and they saw that people like my age, like people in college that are just saying fuck people like that, hell yeah, Hitler, this and that, that's really disrespectful.
People are coming home and they see all this Muslim shit going on.
But that's not the same.
Answer what I said. I asked you a question. Just focus on that.
All right, what do you got?
What I just said.
When they came home
and they see a bunch of the guys who they just went to war and defeated, and many of them died, and they come home, and in the state of the capital of the United States, these guys are gathering and doing the same thing.
Right. Well, they just fought for that freedom. For them to be here and do that if they're citizens.
He's not wrong though, man. He's not.
I'm not wrong. You see what I'm saying? I'm not trying to go against it.
He's got 1/2% of righteousness.
That's what's keeping this argument.
Keeps going.
That's what this argument.
And he acts like he doesn't understand anything that we're saying.
I do understand, and that's the thing. You think I don't understand, but I get what you're saying. I'm just saying, hold on to what's actually going on. That's what I'm saying. That's why they're getting away with it. I already said in the beginning, I don't agree with
about
it.
The Constitution was like
the perfect example of this conversation is what's that war that happened in the 70s?
The Korean War?
No,
the Cold
Vietnam?
War?
No, Vietnam. Same shit. These people were dying over there, and there were a bunch of hippies and shit saying we shouldn't be going to war.
Right.
That's what he's saying, in which that's true.
It happened. They had a right to it.
I think I see his.
I'm not saying I agree.
I see his one lingering point, dog, and you can't unless you know the rules.
By a thread. I understand what he's saying. I'm saying he's a piece of shit for saying it over and over.
But you think I agree with it, and I don't.
Okay, then move on with the argument.
Well, no, because you kept trying to make it sound like I agreed with them. I'm just saying, look, they did it the right way.
All right, Eric's not a Nazi, and then this
That's all I said the whole time.
I don't know. That's still
no. You
still
just had this idea that I sided with white people more than black people.
Let's just move on.
End it on that then.
Let's move it
Way
on.
to go.
Right.
Good stuff. I
promise you they didn't file any paperwork.
That's all good. We're all good people. Moving on. And also, someone did die. Someone rammed a bunch of people in a fucking Dodge Challenger.
And whoever's driving, I hope they fucking die.
One lady died. That dude's locked up.
Well, they filed paperwork to have a license, so...
Not a license to run people over. Everybody has a driver's license.
People were in the street.
It's a true point. Were they supposed to be in the street? Because if they weren't supposed to be there, then fuck it. He should be out free.
Nice. Moving on. So we got some Conor McGregor shit.
Home dude got punched in the face. That's what's up.
Damn. Did you see the video, Josh? The little sparring video he released?
Yeah.
Describe that shit. Because I don't know shit about either or. I'm a newbie. I'm a poser. Let's talk.
Bottom line is there's 30 some odd minutes. If they went 12 rounds, there should be 36 minutes of footage, and it should go back and forth. And if you look at boxing skill and experience, probably Malignaggi probably got a lot better of the exchanges. Although he said it was a push down, and yeah, we only saw 24 seconds of footage or whatever, but it clearly wasn't a push down, and he got tagged with some straight lefts, and it obviously hurt him. And he went down. Mm-hmm. So that makes Paulie a liar for that moment. But until we see more, I don't know. And I got to say, aside from those straight lefts that were pretty fucking hard and
clean,
I got to say, I don't know what round that happened, but I mean, Paulie didn't look very good. You shouldn't get tagged with 2 straight lefts in a row. Being an experienced boxer, I don't know how long he's been out or what he's been doing, but.
And plus his footwork, when he got slapped with that second one, he fell down. I don't think...
I mean, he was clearly rocked, so...
I think because he was rocked, and if you watch the video, it looked like Conor did like a little punch to the back of the head. I don't think it was a push, but more like a... You know how you punch and push at the same time? Like a.
Is that considered dirty boxing?
No. He was...
Because you saw him, he was kind of hammer fisting him,
you
too.
You can strike...
I think that's what Paulie considered the push, because he was dazed and he felt it.
That wasn't a push.
No, I'm saying...
But he's also concussed, right?
Holy shit.
I don't know.
But so he did a whole hour's podcast, Paulie did, with Ariel on about the whole camp and about the whole experience. And he was basically just shitting on the dude. And man, you know what? From the length of how he described every little detail, it sounded like he was onto something right. But what Conor says too, and the very few things he does, and as well as what the footage does show, there's a couple of holes in Paulie's story. Now, if you had 30 minutes, I assume it's 30 minutes of recorded footage of the 12 rounds, to post 24 36 seconds, that's kind of weird. But at the same time, how much can you really post without showing too much of his technique? He did have that open workout, which he did look good in it, if you guys saw it. But
I thought he looked kind of silly.
Well, his shorts are kind of funny, but
I don't know what he was doing, like the arm swinging thing.
Oh, it's all show. He's a showman.
I don't know. I think he's a master of misdirection. I think he knows exactly what he's doing, even if it makes him look silly.
Yeah.
That's why, obviously, I don't think he'll show more of his camp, because
he shouldn't. Yeah.
I'm sure he has an idea of how he thinks he's going to fight Mayweather. Whether or not it'll work is what's interesting. But he's a smart enough fighter to at least make a game plan. He's got 49 fights to watch and pick a game plan to go against him, which I don't know why no other boxer.
McGregor said with 10-ounce gloves he was expecting 4 ounce. With 8 ounce he's expecting in 2. Done deal.
I mean, Mayweather hasn't really hit that hard in a few years. I don't think he's really knocked anyone out in quite a few years. He still seemed to have speed in his last couple fights, but he does give away a lot of size. I think he gives a lot away reach. And
a bunch of analysts are saying that he's not going to even fucking hit Mayweather. And then McGregor's saying 2 rounds with 8-ounce gloves. That's a lot of different back and forths. You know what I'm saying? That's hard to picture it. And plus, to buy a $150 pay-per-view, you gonna go watch it somewhere? Or you gonna buy it?
I'll go watch it.
And watch it somewhere?
I'll go to the bar.
Fuck. I'm thinking about to grab that shit. Just want to see it. I want to see. I mean, imagine that.
They're fighting here though, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. He always fights here.
crazy night in town.
That's what I'm saying. Plus, Mayweather did, or this is a crazy shit. So Mayweather, again, I don't know too much about the boxing world, but he's admitted, that he says he owes the public after the Pacquiao fight. Okay, so that's strike one. Why should he feel like he did a bad job when he won? Number two, why did he go from?
Because it was boring as fuck.
For sure, but as a winner, like that, his fights to go the full length anyway. So why does this one fight? And then number two, why would he go down to 8-ounce gloves? He's known for not giving foot like any leeway. So those are 2+ now, and those are 2 positives for Conor now. Why? He can't be that confident.
I mean, maybe he's bought into his own hype and he thinks Conor actually has no chance, and he wants to make people think it's gonna be more competitive.
I don't know, man, because they're also not doing so well in ticket sales. If you noticed, because
they're like fucking $10,000.
Yeah, the lowest.
I can just watch a pay-per-view. They'll still make a ton of pay-per-view money.
Yeah, the lowest price seat I think is like $3,300 or some shit. Just stupid money. Bullshit.
But I mean, when it comes to fight night, they'll still have a bunch of people there.
Yeah.
Whether or not they pay full price, I don't know, but it will sell a lot of fucking pay-per-views.
Sure.
All right. Well, when it comes to the fight, I feel like tickets are overpriced. Conor is gonna do his thing, talk a lot of shit. Mayweather's just gonna be old in there and probably fight back a little bit, but the end, both sides are gonna get paid a shit ton of money, and everybody who's gonna watch it is pretty much a fucking idiot for falling into the whole publicity bullshit
real
stunt.
Quick, did you see some of the low key like mind fuck he was doing? Did you see him wearing that CJ Watson shirt?
Who?
As an old basketball player.
Oh yeah,
he was wearing the jersey, and not even a lot of people know that about Floyd. I forget the lore behind it, but I'm pretty sure that's some Dana White inspired shit, because Dana's been knowing Floyd for a minute. So if anyone knew about it, it'd be Dana. Do you know what it's about?
I heard the CJ guy replied back to Conor, said, "We don't have your back. Stop! Don't wear my jersey."
And no, that's the guy that's wearing that color now. What, Josh? Do you know more about that?
The basketball player had sex with Mayweather's wife or something, and then so he was repping his jersey.
Yeah, whoever it belonged to now, he didn't even know the fuck that was. It was just that was the intent. Was if Floyd saw those colors and that number, that would remind him like he's a bitch, which is some crazy next level shit.
I think Floyd can care less, because he's like, I got money, my bitch fucks me now, and I've fucked on with my wife probably 100 million fucking times.
He doesn't have a wife. He has a bunch of bunnies.
See, then that's better.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's still like another layer of that onion.
I think when you're rich like that, it's smart not to be married.
Either that or be in an open relationship. Look at that Will Smith, Jada Pinkett life.
They're all fucking weird, bro.
Yeah, but that's Jada Pinkett. And
yo, if y'all dug this episode, please stay in there. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Loud Bunch Media. All together, that's Loud Bunch Media.
Hit Josh up at Night Girl.
Hit Josh up at Night_girl on Instagram as well. And yeah, just give us a shout out, give us a like, and tell us how you feel about the episode. If you loved us, hate us, whatever.
Eric's is pro-American, Mexican, right, all the rights. All you need.
If you want to send us an email on how awesome we are, how much we suck, please go to loudbunchmedia@gmail.com. Please give us a message, give us a reason, and give you a shout out in the next podcast.
To say, don't even write it.
Don't even write it. Just send pictures of you angry.
And just so you know, if you think I'm racist, oh well, I don't care what you think.
So there's no point in writing it down.
Just send us funny stuff. All right.
I hope you guys see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Deuces.